Now to first start off, we're going to analyze the book For We Are Many and prove how it follows the hero's journey. Now to start off our classic hero's journey, we have our call to adventure. Now in this book, For We Are Many, our first call to adventure is when our main character, Bob, wakes up as a computer program. Now this may seem pretty erratic, but before our main character, Bob, died, he signed a contract with a certain company that basically stated that once he has died, they're going to resurrect his body in the future. And this is our first call to adventure. Now with this, we also receive our supernatural aid, which is from him now becoming this computer program, which helps him along the rest of his journey. Next up in the hero's journey, we have our threshold. Our threshold in For We Are Many is when Bob, our main character, launches off from Earth into outer space to a new galaxy called Epsilon Eridani. Now, before we get too far, along that journey, our main character Bob meets his helper and mentor. This is through a program that Bob creates, which acts as a butler and a mentor that is an AI that can learn by itself and ends up helping Bob along the rest of his journey. We are now met with Bob's challenges. Once Bob reaches Epsilon Eridani, he is soon after greeted by another AI coming out to assassinate him. Once found out, Bob makes a revelation which ends up with the epic battle of Bob and the villain, Mierdos. Now, although it's a close fight, Bob still pulls out a victory and begins his transformation. This is when Bob makes multiple clones of himself and sends them back to return to Earth to save the human race. Next up, we have the book Spell or High Water. We are going to analyze this book and prove how it follows the hero's journey path. Like all stories that follow the hero's journey, we start off with the call to adventure. This is shown in our book, Spell or High Water, when our main character, Marvin, discovers that the entire world runs off a computer simulation. Like our last book, For We Are Many, this is also his supernatural aid. Due to the fact that the entire world is a computer simulation, he is able to alter this to pretty much do whatever he wants. Marvin then gets into some troubles with the police and has to travel back in time to medieval times, where he meets his mentors and helpers. His mentors and helpers are other people that have also traveled back in time to medieval times that teach him how to control the program. This is followed by several tests and challenges to our main character, Marvin. Once past his training, Marvin makes a revelation and is able to have full access to the program, which is granted by his mentors. This is when he makes his full transformation into a wizard. He then goes to defeat the evil ruler named Jimmy. He then makes his final return back to present times, where he fixes his once present life and reunites with his family.